Welcome to another episode of the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. That's big with two G's. I'm going to repeat that. That's big with two G's, the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. And I wanted to welcome on Davina.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm honestly, I even told people about you. Like, I heard a couple of your tracks and I was like seeing that you did like live, and I love live music. So when you did that, I was like, and she's out here in Daygo. Like, I would love to get her. That's why I had to read. Right when I found out about you, I don't even know what it was from. But I seen you was like, you were doing a live show, and that's when I reached out.
Hey.
Yeah, and I actually even like one of the songs I liked from you was is it Save Me? Mm-hmm. That shit was dope.
Thank you.
I was like, that one was good. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But even before I get into everything like that, where are you even from?
So I was born in San Bernardino. Represent all my IE people.
Oh, and San Bernardino, even yes. there, that's not the easiest place to be growing up out there.
Well, I was 4 when we moved.
Okay.
So I barely remember anything. So,
okay.
But I do remember moving to Orange County. Mm-hmm. So I was 4 years old. My mom lived in Costa Mesa and my dad lived in Laguna Beach. Mm-hmm. And Costa Mesa felt definitely more like home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
And you had to go back and forth too.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Which was totally fine. Honestly, and like Laguna Beach was amazing because they were so welcoming to like the arts and everything. They had like this whole pageant of the masters, fancy. It was kind of bougie, but like
it was a pageant?
Pageant of the masters. It was like a whole thing where people would reenact like art paintings. So like,
how do you do that?
I know. That's what it was. It was super sick.
And you had to do that?
I actually had to fill in for a little girl when I was like 10 years old one time. And my brother was doing it. And that's the whole reason I was there. And they looked at me and were like, she's the perfect size and height and whatever. Like, let's get her, da, da, da. And I just remember like, cause you have to stay still. Like, cause you're like reenacting a painting. So you had to stay still. And I was just like, oh my God, I have to sneeze so bad.
Did you sneeze?
No, I had to hold it in. I was like,
okay. Okay, good. You didn't even sneeze.
No, I couldn't. Uh-huh. But anyways, it was super welcoming to the arts. And my dad was a musician full time when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So I seriously just like got genetically passed down to me.
A musician full time, and that's big to even speak like that's what he was doing and being able to provide. Mm-hmm. And what type of music was he into?
He did more of like it was super sick. He was super into like Latin jazz, like flamenco style guitar, like much more classical stuff. But his voice was insane. He sounded like Prince and Michael Jackson and Donny Hathaway.
God damn.
Like he was insane, like with his music. Like but anyways, like he like threw me in piano when I was 4, and I honestly hated it, like practicing. But I'm so grateful that he made me do it because obviously, like I wouldn't be where I am now. You know?
And that's what I always think, like, because you at such a young age at 4. I mean, obviously he's seen something beforehand that you obviously couldn't see. Mm-hmm. But then, like you said, at 4, it's like, I fucking hate doing the piano. I hate coming to practice. Yes. I hate. And then on my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't want her to fucking be so mad at me about putting her in the piano. But then in the end, years later, it's like, oh, it paid off because, I mean, look at me now. Look what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it was just like the practicing, and I really could not understand theory. I did it for 8 years.
And what in theory?
Theory is like reading notes.
Okay.
And like,
that seems like crazy hard.
It is. It's a science. I mean, like reading notes and like the whole thing about music is a lot. And I've always based off of my ear and what I like sounds good.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes that can be a bit limiting because you're only going off of your knowledge, you know? So that's why like I have so much like, hey, thank you for throwing me in that. And I'm like, you know, I'm teaching myself harp or not teaching myself, but I'm taking harp lessons now. And she's throwing theory back at me. So
it's now you got to learn it again.
Yeah, but I'm honestly enjoying it. And I'm just like, okay, like, because there was something I could never understand that I'm starting to understand about it now.
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful. And it was my decision now. You
know,
now, like,
exactly.
Yeah, as an adult, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit and make my inner child proud.
Right, because before this was like, oh goddamn, but now you know this for a bigger purpose. You're obviously doing something that you before you didn't see that. Now you already know what the goal is kind of you're striving toward.
Yeah, just constantly challenging myself is something that I like really want to do.
And earlier you said like you went to that the pageant thing. It was just you and your brother growing up?
No, it was me, my 2 older brothers, and then when I was 15, a little surprise came and another little brother popped out. So it's the 4 of us.
And how was that for you growing up with all your family?
It was so much. I mean, I loved my brothers. I looked up to both of them so much. Like, I wanted to be and copy everything that they did.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. But like, as far as music, I just kind of always knew that was something that I wanted to do, and I just loved it. But I mean, my brothers and I were super, super close. They would like constantly use me as their rag doll and fight on me and wrestle me as soon as they got done watching, WW.
I was just about to say wrestling and shit.
Yeah,
WWF. They had that. Yep, it was that was like original, and then WWE.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess it. Was that first? Which one was first? WWF was first?
I think it was F.
Yeah,
WWF.
Right.
World Wrestling Federation.
Right, and then it was entertainment after that.
So it obviously was, like
some other stuff. Then they had Raw, then had SmackDown, and all that. They was giving you the SmackDown.
Oh yeah, they were absolutely. So it was nice. Like, I got to take an ass beating at a very young age. So I'm grateful to them. Shout out. Mwah. Love you guys. I know which one I'm supposed to look at. But no, really though. I do. And my oldest brother, Sebastian, he was in martial arts when I was... he was 10 and he was in martial arts. So he like really knew his shit. And I remember one time like we were messing around and he like drop kicked me and I couldn't breated. Like I seriously,
he got you in that little,
like the wind got knocked out of me and I like was like, I was like, holy shit.
Like, I'm about to die. That's you thinking like, I can't breathe. I can't catch it.
Yes. So then I was
And how old were you at that time?
Well, if he was 10, he is 4 years older than me. So I was like 6.
Oh, damn. So he got you good. He got you good.
Yeah. And then him and my other older brother only a year apart. So he would just always like, he'd fuck with me a lot. But it was fun. Like I don't know. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Like I loved having them as brothers and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with you now, seeing how that grew up now, how is that kind of your relationship with them now?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Sebastian and I don't talk as much because he lives in Vegas, but he's doing Cirque du Soleil. Yeah, it's like
wow.
Yeah, that's why he's out there. But he was doing it, but now he's actually training people in Cirque du Soleil. So
how many times have you seen that? So how many times have you been in Cirque du Soleil?
He brought this up to me. He's just like, because I was like, Sebastian, you never seen one of my shows. Like, you're here. Like,
yeah.
And he goes, well, you haven't seen one of mine either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, you're right. You're right.
Right,
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just like, okay, that's fine. So I haven't gotten to see one at all, but hopefully he'll be on another one and I get to see it. I love you.
And then with that, and them seeing that you're like, I mean, you said they haven't been to your shows.
Yeah.
Do they support your music?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, like, whenever we get together, I always show them, and they're always just like, yeah, they love it. They're about it. So it's nice.
And with your dad being an artist prior, like, what does he think about your music?
It's been a rocky road with me and my dad. We don't really talk that much. But I'm sure if he see what I'm doing and everything, he would be very proud.
Right.
So that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But your mom has been able to experience it.
Oh my gosh, she is. Yeah. She is my hero.
That's your number one fan.
She is and I'm her number one fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool. I'm super grateful. So yeah.
And then, what age did you say you moved out here to San Diego?
Oh God, it was like, I'm 30 now, so it was like 4 years ago. Like math.
No,
26
no
or
worries.
27.
Yeah.
26 or 27.
And when did you actually start even pursuing the music industry for yourself?
Okay, so I mean, like I said, it was my dream to be a full-time musician when I was 11.
Damn. Plus you saw your dad doing it already, so it was right there for
exactly.
you.
It was like, oh, this is doable. Like,
right.
You can actually make this happen.
Right.
So what was it? It was just a year ago that I became a full-time musician. Yeah. About damn time.
So like you said, you already had the goal in your mind for like you was at 11 and you wanted to be a musician. During that time, what was that like?
Oh my God.
Because now you're here and now it's like now I want to be a full-time musician. What was the journey like for you even coming up
Oh
to
my
that?
God, so much. Like, you got to go through all of your stuff. Like, you got to, like, everything that you're just stepping in your own way a lot of the time. That's
we
what
love the journey.
I've experienced that so much. Like, I was just constantly in, like, my own way, it felt like. But also,
Would you say you were stubborn?
Well, I was just, like, I couldn't, it was just, like, this whole, like, the feeling of not being good enough.
Okay.
Or, like, all of that stuff.
And I feel like that's you being a creator.
Yeah, because all
You're
of us have that.
biggest critic. You're going to always be like, I could do so much better. I can always do so much better, so much better. Even though people are telling you like, damn, you're doing so good.
Right.
You're like, thank you, but I know I could be doing so much better.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, exactly. It's just what your higher self like constantly is saying. Like, it's just what it thinks of you.
Right.
But also, if you don't make peace with that, then it's constantly going to be getting in there too. So that's what I'm working on right now. But the journey has been so fun. Regardless, like I remember I got my mom was just like, okay, you're out of high school. You're either going to go to college or you got to work. And I'm like, I choose work. Like, I'm done. I'm done with school. Like, I don't even want to do music as school and whatever.
What was high school even like for you?
Okay, so I went to this performing arts high school, which was amazing. It was in Santa Ana, it's in Orange County, and I didn't want to go at first, and I got bad grades on purpose so that I wouldn't have to leave my friends. And yeah, that's okay. I guess I was stubborn.
Like, now that I'm actually thinking about, like, God damn, you brought up a good point.
I know, like thinking about it, like
you know what? I think that might have been,
Yeah. But anyways, so like, obviously you're young. You're just like, I don't want to leave my friends, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But so anyways, I did it and I got accepted. And one of my best friends still today, I met her at that school. So I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But it was such a cool high school. Like, it was like a full-time job because you started at 8 in the morning and then you went until 5.
And what are you doing so you were in high school. But it's a performing arts school. Do they have you learning regular things as well?
As well.
So then in between that, you have extra classes now you have to learn with music.
Yeah. So it was, block scheduling.
Right.
Yeah. So there was, 3 classes of your regular academics. And then after that, there's 2 classes. There's 4 total, but every other day is different. So you had 4 music classes. But 2 of them were, because of the block scheduling. Right. But it was cool. Like I had like, it was 8th grade and they didn't quite have just voice yet. So I had to do music and theater, which I wasn't too huge on music and theater. Like just voice.
Just voice training.
Yeah. Like, okay. And this like, obviously like we would have to learn about, voice and you'd have to perform. It was mostly learning about like performance. Like also like, your warm-ups and everything. But
did
like.
Did it help you?
I think so. I mean, it never hurts. It really, you know what I mean? Like looking back on it now, I was just like, I was a little shit. I was, but looking back now, I'm just like, I'm so grateful because it's true. Like you actually learn so much about how much a performance can change.
Right.
Somebody even like, you're like seriously creating a world when you're performing. And that's the first time that I heard it was at that school. So it was cool to experience all of that stuff. And I had to, in 8th grade, I had to do like a little bit of acting too.
And this is in 8th grade. You're already having like this mindset.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I just always have tried to see like, I was a little shit, but I also tried to stay as open as I could.
You was a smart shit.
I guess so.
Yeah, you were smart. Yeah.
Just,
Just like you said, just a little stubborn and young. So, I mean, this is 8th grade.
You want your freedom when you're a kid, too.
Yeah.
No matter
I don't want to go to practice. I want to go play.
Exactly. So, that was that. But, yeah, so I'm super grateful for that experience. And that was just high school. And then after high school, I was just like, all right, I've had enough. Like,
that was when it was, you either got to go to work or you got to go to college.
Yeah. And I chose work. So I got my first job at Five Guys, burgers and fries.
Oh, I The peanuts too?
Yeah. Oh my God. Sweeping up those peanuts.
Ooh, why do y'all let them throw on the ground?
I wish I could. I could ask you the same thing.
Right.
I could ask you the same thing.
that part to me, I'll be feeling like bad. Like I don't do it. I still got like a napkin and shit or something on the table, and I'm like, why would I throw this shit on the ground? I don't. That don't feel at home for me. Because I don't do that shit at home.
Nope. Neither of us. I come from like a Latina Mexican background too. So it's like cleanliness is everything.
Yeah.
And it definitely has rubbed off.
Yeah.
Because me living with 2 boys now, I'm just like, pick up your shit.
Now, now you see what your mom and shit was talking about back in the day. You like, God damn, my mom always talking shit. She's like, now I'm telling they ass.
I am. I absolutely am.
God damn it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I did. It was super fun because it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, where I am now and seeing everything like from the past and to where now, it's just like totally lined up. And I mean, again, like I've always tried to keep an open mind, even if I didn't like where I was. It still just made so much sense to like, you know what I mean? To look back right now where I am and then to be like, oh, that's why that happened. Oh, this is why this had to happen. And it was just like lining up. It took time. Exactly.
Because now you could, like you said, you're able to look back and be like, that's why I was doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. And it didn't stop there. I had multiple other jobs.
Definitely.
But yeah, so I worked at Five Guys, and then I worked at Starbucks, and then I worked 3 jobs at once with no car. Damn. Yeah, I would take oh my God, me and the bus were my best friends.
I was just about to say, how the hell are you getting around?
Me and the bus were best friends.
Yeah.
So like I remember like.
And that means you had to take it at night and shit.
Oh, early morning. When I worked at Starbucks, it was like a 340, 350 something bus like ride.
You never had any shit, because I've been on the bus and trolleys and shit, and it's been some shaky situation. You never had a shaky situation?
I am so amazed. No.
That is fantastic.
I seriously feel like my ancestors were just like,
they was watching over you.
Yeah, they were just like, because I've never had an incident where I had to like feel scared or anything, you know? Yeah. But also, like, I always had, like, my skateboard, and I was always just, like, kind of looking like a very tomboyish kind of girl. So, like, I mean, not that matters, you know, like, but I was just, like, very to myself.
Right.
But anyways, like, I think it's more the ancestors, absolutely. Yeah. It's like, thank you for watching over me.
And damn, you said you were working 3 jobs at one time.
Yeah. I worked at a record, and they were all very close vicinity in Costa Mesa where I grew up. Yeah. But still, like, it was a lot. I worked at like a health foods grocery store. I worked at a record shop, which was super sick, and then Starbucks. Yeah. But yeah, so
and out of that, which one was your favorite job?
Obviously, the record store.
Right. There we go. Definitely.
I mean, I was always that worker though that like would kind of half-ass everything and just talk to everybody and just like, you know,
they kind of just loved you around. Yeah, they was like, yo, I mean, you know, she may not be doing her shit, but yo, she bringing them in here. They coming back. They asked for her when they come back.
I was entertaining. Let's say that. Yeah. I was like never shy. I was always just making a fool of myself. But yeah, like the record store was super cool, and you know, they had to fire me because I forgot I had to work there when I was working there. So, so you know, 3 jobs, one day, you're like, man, what's going on? Where am I? All the shit.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, so you were supposed to be at one shift, but you forgot because you was at another shift. And then, like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm on my other job right now. Like,
holy
I'm so
shit.
Sorry.
And when they called you, like, I'm actually, but they knew you was, I mean, your situation already.
Yes, but right? I mean, you know, it was fine. And it was such like a low key, like, it's called Second Spin, and I feel like that was like maybe only in Orange County, but you know, like obviously like Tower Records and shit, like they had to, because all the digital stuff has been taking over, right. So it was just like, you know, they're going out of business, right? But still, like I remember finding such like cool music through working there. Yeah. Like it was like, cause it was like a used, and you could resell your CDs or your records or whatever. Like people would bring you know, like how you say like a pawn shop almost.
Right, yeah.
So they would do that with the music, with CDs and records.
Right.
So it was sick.
So it's like you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. So I would like look through it, and you have to like obviously like check it out and see if
it works, if it's not too like, you know.
Yeah. So then, but it was cool because I'd be like, I've never seen this. Like, what is it? And then you'd read like the actual back of an album, and you know, like you'd see what it's about, and then you could like test it and play it. And I would always take over the radio, the CD player to play what was going on.
And it was playing like that's for everybody to
yeah. So I would always take over, but it was a good time working there.
Yeah. So then after that, what transitioned to you coming down to San Diego?
So then I worked at Trader Joe's, and honestly, one of my favorite jobs. I think the record store and Trader Joe's are my favorite. I met my boyfriend now, and we were hanging out a lot, and he was in this band, but we didn't want to mix work and play. But then one night, like...
And the name of that band?
Boostive.
There we go.
Boostive. I don't know if you can see that. That's one of their things. But anyway, they're around here somewhere. But Boostive, yes. But yeah, so it was like a year later that they just called random people to come up and sing, and I was one of the... I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'll go up and sing. And at the time when
you were at Trader Joe's, they knew of you already singing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been in me forever.
Right.
And, like, I never stopped doing it. When I was still in Costa Mesa, like, I was... You know, I like got into music production.
Right.
Yeah, and
like, I mean, as we can see, as you're doing now.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite thing. So it's been like 5-6 years now that me and Ableton have been together. No, but anyways, I moved here because of the band. Like, I mean, I was always taking the train out here. Like, me and my guy were taking the train back and forth just to see each other, and I didn't have a car. He didn't have a car. So we were trying to make it work. And then I ended up getting into the band, and we ended up making songs together. And then a spot opened up at our percussion player's house. And they're like, oh, like, I don't know, like, it's spots open. And I just kind of put it out there into the world. I was just like, if it's meant to be, like, it'll just happen effortlessly, like, you know. And then boom, a spot opened up, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess that's...
It was meant to be.
Yeah, I guess it's meant to be. And yeah, so now we've been at this spot for like 2 years, two and a half years. But it's very amazing, and I'm super grateful because being in Orange County, you're in between San Diego and LA.
Right.
So I was contemplating with LA, like, if that would be the better move. And I'm so glad I didn't.
Right.
Because I've just fallen in love with San Diego, and it's just so much more welcoming and friendly.
Right.
I mean, but LA is a fun place to visit, though.
Definitely.
I think it's always fun.
I visited plenty of times.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I mean, it's a quick trip right up the way, 3 hours. I mean, 3 hours back, obviously, depending on traffic, but it's a quick trip.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I would love to visit there. I don't think that me personally I could live there, but yeah, I'm so grateful I chose here.
Yeah.
It's just like seemed to work out. I mean, and like, I transferred from my store at Trader Joe's from there to here.
Oh, and it was able to let you do that.
Yeah. Which was super cool too. And then I worked at Trader Joe's for 4 years total. And then this past year in January, I became a full-time musician.
Wow. No, and that's a big accomplishment.
It's super,
because it's something you've been already trying to achieve for so long, and then to finally get there, you're like, oh my God, this is what I've been trying to do.
Yes, exactly.
This is what I've been trying to do.
Yes, and exactly, like that day that I oh my God, it's a hilarious story.
Oh, I love hilarious stories.
Okay, so
like she had to put that shit down. She was like, "Hold up."
I know.
Okay, hold up.
Wait.
Hold up. Let me get another one.
Intermission. Quick intermission. Oh yeah, this is Bebecito, by the way.
Oh wait, this motherfucker ain't on.
He's just hanging, chilling.
He's been sleeping for a good... I couldn't believe when he just hopped up here and just was sleeping. I was like, oh damn, you chilling.
He just loves people. Loves people. But yeah, no, at Trader Joe's, the last day I was supposed to show up for work, and
you knew you were supposed to show up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously. And me and my 3 girlfriends, we decided to go out into Hillcrest on a Wednesday night, and it gets popping on a Wednesday night.
Okay.
Because it's like Wednesdays. So we didn't know that. We got all dolled up and we went out and we ended up staying. And I had to work at 5 a.m.
Ooh.
We ended up staying out till like 4:30. And I was just like, oh my God.
You said 4 and you had work at what time?
5.
So I know
I was like 30 minutes out and we were still all dolled up and we were just like, you should just show up right
Like that,
now.
huh?
And this thing used to be like, I'm not coming in. Like all this, I don't know. It was just a funny thing that we kept saying. And then obviously I called them and I was just like, hey, I'm not coming in. And they're like, even on your last day? I'm like, no.
Of course not. It's my last day. No, that's even more of a reason for me not to really come in.
And because I felt like such a piece of shit too, because I was just like, they have supported me like my whole, like they're always super cool with me.
Yeah.
And just like with the band, they'd always try and like help me out. And
Yeah.
I felt like, very shitty, but at the same time, I'm like, it's just a job. Like, it's fine. And honestly, looking back, I should have just shown up at 5 a.m.
And go to work?
No, not gone to work, but just like tell them, just be like,
I'm not coming in.
I love you guys, but I'm.
And they might have remembered that shit forever.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, do y'all remember that night? That morning when she came in, she was all dolled up from last night and shit. She was like, you know what? Motherfucker.
Still drunk.
I came here to tell you, bitch. You, bitch. I am not coming back. I'm gone.
Exactly. That's why, like, later looking back, I'm just like, damn, that would have been so good. And it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't go out with the bang just yet.
Hey, it was enough of that. Your friends, there was enough of a bang. Y'all had a good time that night. So, that Wednesday. So, shit, that was enough.
So much fun. But yeah, that was fun.
What is a duo like with you being in a band with your boyfriend? Because I mean, when shit get rocky and y'all got a show or you got to record or something, but y'all now your personal life is invested with you being in a band together.
Man, it's not easy. And I personally, excuse me, I'm like, whoa, let me get another one out. That's how not easy it was. Shit. No, but I love it. I love it because we've been able to like grow, but also it's been tough. Like I told myself when I was younger, even I was just
I can really only imagine.
I told myself when I was younger, like I don't ever want to date a musician because like I've heard too many stories, like I've seen it all with like the celebrities and shit. Like you just something you don't want to do and get yourself involved with. But, it just happened, like, seriously, like, effortlessly and just, like, really synchronistically. And we've been able to make it work. So, even when we have had, like, times where we're not talking, but we have a show, like, I'm still just like, this is for the sake of the music and for the sake of the audience. Like, I got to put this aside real quick. And he plays the bass in the band. He not only plays the bass, he produces everything. He has been the manager and he's been the booking manager for, like, the whole project. Like, he's really worked his ass off. So he's, like, he's had to teach himself everything, too.
Right.
So, like, much respect and much love for the guy. He's one of my favorite producers, honestly. But it gets tough, but it's like, hey, it's for the sake of the music, and I'm learning myself how to differentiate us as partners, like in this life, but also like just music partners and business, because it's such a different concept. You know what I mean? Right. And
that's why it's like that, and like you're saying, like you're trying to learn.
Yeah.
That shit is just so hard, and then you got to come home to the person every day, and this like when you're going through your shit.
Oh yeah.
And like you said, you got to show. I almost have to turn that off and be like, oh, almost. I mean, obviously, I know it happened, but I have to almost act like that didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
Because these people are giving their time and money to come here and support me, so
yes,
I have to give you a show. But that's another even aspect. I'm thinking myself how hard that is when you're in entertainment and you have your own life going on, but you're booked for a goddamn show, and it's like I have to damn near. And I'm not even because to say put on a mask is excessive, but I would say like you almost have to put on a mask to just turn off those emotions. That's like in the end, I would almost feel like that's harder in the end. It's
yes, but me, I am a very like I cannot hide how I feel.
Right.
And I've tried, but I just cannot. So for me, it's like I just got with this company called So Far Sounds. I don't even think company is the right word, but my limited knowledge of, words is, but anyways, it's an amazing, I don't know, like organization, I guess.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But So Far Sounds, what I love about them is because they are all over the world and they bring in audiences that they actually are very attentive and they sit and listen and they ask that you. I saw an ad for So Far. Is it like different venues that are like drop like secret venues? Yes, exactly. It's like almost like secret venues and like you never know who the artists are.
Yeah, I feel left out. It's So Far what?
So Far Sounds.
Okay.
You honestly, yeah.
Okay, I'm getting included now.
Y'all should go to one. Seriously, it's amazing. Like, and me just barely being involved with this for like the last 2 months, I've done like maybe 6 shows with them now, and every time.
Damn, you already did 6 shows with them in 2 months.
Yeah, I was so funny. Like, I was just like, my friend told me about them in high school, and me, I was just like, I don't know if I could do it.
Stubborn ass.
Exactly. It's just like, I don't know. But also, I was not where I am now.
Right, of course.
So
everything is so different after time.
Time is all,
Yeah.
But anyways, so like, she was just like, oh yeah, that So Far Sounds like da-da-da, I'm trying to get on with them. And I just put in an application like, I want to be an artist, like just a month or 2 ago. And they got back to me with like in like 2-3 weeks. And we're just.
And was you put in an application saying I want to be an artist? Was it like did you have to show what you have done?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's like, there's like I have a few videos, but some are coming out more than I have had previously. But anyway, I've had this one and I just used that one on YouTube. And yeah, so it was cool. It was just like, bam, within 2-3 weeks, it was just like, hey, yeah, we want you to be a part of So Far Sounds. And here's our availability. Let us know what your availability is. But what I love about So Far Sounds, like, because for the past year, I've just been playing like I am background music for restaurants, and we're like nobody is really there to see the act. They're just there to eat their food and have some drinks and stuff, which is totally fine because
and you just never know who's there to see it.
Right.
Well.
Yeah, but that's like with my solo gigs and like, but with So Far Sounds, it's like people are there to actually be attentive and watch the artist play. Like they even say like, oh, if we just ask that you please don't be on your phone, please don't get up to go to the bathroom, like da 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 da.
They're
like,
really trying to support you.
Yeah,
like, we want you guys to really tune in to this artist.
Exactly, and that was so special. Like, I mean, it's been like freaking 6 shows that I played with them, and still every time I choke up and want to start crying because I'm just like, holy shit,
support.
Like they're actually listening to me and like they're actually like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's so funny. Like at my other gigs, if nobody's listening, I'm only singing for like 2 people in the crowd. I'm just like, all right, shit, I'm gonna just try something new. Like da-da-da. Like nobody really, But it's not like a feeling of like, oh, nobody's listening, nobody cares. Like it's just like, oh shit, right on. But when people actually like turn around to like listen and they're like, oh shit, like da-da-da, I like want to choke up and cry. And like I said, like I can't hold my feelings.
Right.
So with the So Far Sounds, like that mask you're talking about, like for me personally as an artist, I'm like, you get me, you get all of me when you get me. So this past one that I just did, I almost like started breaking down and crying again.
No worries. And it's like you said, you can't hide your emotions. If that's what you're really feeling, then that's all it is. And that's real.
It's like, I just can't like, I don't know, like vulnerable. Like, I'm just like, damn, this is what it is. And that's how it is.
Right.
But like, I always hold it together and I always make a joke because, it's
you
just
don't like
the
people
real.
to see you cry, huh?
No. I mean, no. It's... I definitely don't want to make a scene is the thing. Like,
see,
so,
but
like,
that's not it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people would think. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they see me cry, they might think like, oh, she's doing this for blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But
like
that's
making a
nothing.
scene.
But for also those people who really are not thinking like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, ones who are thinking like that, you don't fucking need them.
Right.
And the ones who are thinking like she's really passionate about what she's doing, that's the ones who you want. So it's not even all. I mean, obviously you're gonna move how you move.
Right.
But you don't have to turn that shit off. If you, like you said, when you get emotional and you have to cry, it's like, it's not because I don't want them to think like I'm doing, like, fuck them. If those ones who are thinking that, fuck you. Exactly. I'm not even talking to you then. Really.
Because I would, if I saw somebody up there being their authentic selves and just like spilling their heart out, I absolutely would 1000% just like, well,
exactly.
like totally be about it.
Right. That's even more support.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, and I even say it in the beginning, I'm like, because these so far sounds are so intimate.
Yeah.
And everyone, I'd like have to like prepare myself and just be like, like people are actually going to be listening to you. So like try not to cry this time. But even so, I'm always just like, hey, like I'm still getting used to this. So I might choke up. But
and the fact that you do that prior, that also lets people already know. And I honestly think that like that press people, and it's like, but they're almost like waiting, like, oh damn, I think she's gonna kill it. I honestly think people think that. I honestly feel like that. Like when you put yourself out there and say like, I'm still getting used to this, but I'm gonna give you guys my everything, and I still might get choked up just based off of the love you guys are giving me.
Right.
They like, oh, I'm a fucking
attentiveness, like, cause it's true. I don't know. For me, it's like a lot of my best friends that are musicians that are just, I feel like us women are just so much more in tune with our feels, and it's not like, not to say that guys aren't
not
either.
At all. And it's just fun, and even just the fact that we even have to do that now is, I feel like it's so fucking crazy,
right? Yeah.
The fact that you have to go like, I know I'm not saying this about the guys too. It's like, I fucking hate that. We almost gotta cover every goddamn track, everything you say, because somebody's gonna see like, oh well, what about the men being? It's like, I get it, but that's not what I'm talking about. No. Just, I'm talking about, us women, we are very emotional.
Yeah, it's just, this is my experience, and everybody has their own experience.
Right.
But I can only speak from my personal experience.
And people don't understand that.
It's hard to, because also like they're experiencing something within themselves,
right.
And with the way that they perceive the world. Right. So it is what it is, and bless it all.
Yes.
Bless it all. But anyways, for me and my fellow female musicians, like I feel like we all feel that way. It's just like, when people actually listen and like are taking the time out to really sit and enjoy, it's just like thank you so much. Like it really means the world, because we're doing this like, yes, because the money is amazing and we get to do this full time and our like whole hearts in it.
And that's so dope that like you said so far sounds.
Yes.
And they're actually like, they found you and wanted to pay you to come out. That's dope as hell. Yes. Like that's dope. And they keep checking for you.
It's just so sweet. It's so sweet. Like they're always looking for artists too. And like me, I feel like it's so important. Like shout out to one of my best friends, Hello&Welcome. Love you.
Like whichever one I got.
I know, I love you so much.
With, it don't even matter because they both on you.
You guys should check her out too.
Well, can you say her name again?
Hello&Welcome.
Hey, you know what? I think I just ended up following her today because I looked on your page.
Good.
Yeah, I think I just did that today.
I'm glad. Please check her out. She's incredible.
Yeah.
She's a
Did
singer.
she have a short haircut?
No. That's Jasmine.
That was
Jasmine Bailey. And Jasmine. I love you, Mama. You're amazing as well.
I seen her with the little shortcut.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's insane too. She also produces her own music. Super sick. And so those two are the girls that I was pretty much speaking about.
Right.
Yeah. And my other friend, Piper. Wow. She plays bass and she's super sick, and she also produces music.
Yeah.
And so it's just like being in this little like thing,
like a community.
Yeah, like very much so. Like I didn't have that when I was in Costa Mesa. So moving out to San Diego and finding it here too is just like, damn, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. But it's very nice to just like feel, I don't know, heard. I think that's why I like choke, especially with my own personal music, because I very much kept it to myself for so long.
And why?
Because I didn't feel like it was good enough. Like, like
is that because people told you that, or you just personally was like, this is shit?
This is me.
Okay.
It's just me totally just being like, this is shit. Like, but because I don't feel the same way when I'm performing with the band. Not an ounce of me wanting to cry comes out, because also it's not just me up there. I was just gonna say,
everything is not so. Everybody, and I don't even know how you take it with the band. It's like everybody's clapping for all you guys as a group. When it's you, like I'm the only one up here, so they're giving me. I get all this love, and it's coming to me. Like they're hearing me.
Exactly. So I think that's what it is too. But with the
It's
band,
different.
it is because I did the band before I did my solo shit. So I thought I was gonna come into my solo stuff like full time musician, like, all right, I got this, and I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, you like me, like, but so I'm like, okay, obviously, like, I'm still just like working out these little kinks, you know, that I got within myself, because that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of stuff to work on, like all of us do.
Definitely.
But I'm so grateful because the band has really been such a gateway to me learning a lot. Like, I feel like I've come such a long way from being with them for like maybe 3 years now. I never thought I was going to be a front woman of any band. Like, for real. And it was always so nerve-wracking for me. Like, you gotta fucking say, like, we have merch, we have a song out. You're like, gotta promote yourself. And I'm not used to that, you know? So I was just like, you can like us if you want. You don't have to. We have sweatshirts, but you don't have to buy it. Like, and you know, and I'm just like, And then my boyfriend, especially because he's worked his ass off for 12 years, he's like, yeah, I can't be saying that. He's like,
yeah, he's like trying to like get you like, no, you got to tell him like, yo, you got to go get it.
Exactly. And like at first I took offense to that. I was like, well, fuck you. Like, because, you know, obviously like very much just like, you're my boyfriend. Like, I didn't know how to differentiate that at the beginning of our relationship. But now I'm just like, and it's still like, you know, tricky.
It's still getting a little...
Yeah, because I'm just like, I don't like how you fucking talk to me. Like,
it's like, you shouldn't talk to me. You're my fucking boyfriend. It's like, I know, but I'm also your fucking business partner.
Yes.
So
and
it's like you said, it just gets tricky, and differentiating shit is hard. Because even just in a relationship alone.
Oh my God.
To differentiate, I don't know if they're talking to me down to me or are they talking to me?
Right.
So that alone is already a whole shitload to even deal with.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I just am like, look, I'm like I need to be like our room, obviously. And then I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna do my shit in here. Right. Because I need to feel like I have my time with myself and whatever. Right. You know? And it's been helping a lot.
And with you performing with the band and then solo, do you feel you perform different when you perform with the band and when you do solo performance?
Yes, absolutely.
And in what sense?
I feel like with the band, I am definitely much more like energetic, like hype, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like bigging up everybody who plays in the band. Like, I, you know, shout out, at least sax, keys, percussion, da-da-da-da-da. And I like try and like, you know, get like a thing from the crowd too. And me by myself, I feel myself in both ways, but it's like different. Like with myself,
is it more of like a passion kind of?
It's like, I mean, I feel passionate about both of them, but it's that intimacy. It's an intimacy, and I also feel so much more vulnerable with my stuff. Right. Because with my stuff, I'm pouring my heart and my soul into my music, and it's all me. You know, like I'm playing every instrument. I don't use Lenny loops. Like, I'm making my own loops and I play every instrument, and like that's my entire soul. Get into it. So I'm into it, exactly. So like when people, I think that's why also when people turn around to like listen and pay attention and like not even know that this is my heart. Right. That it makes me want to cry because it's just like, wow, like you don't even know anything about me, but you're enjoying my stuff. Right. Like, thank you so much. And I feel like I get much more vulnerable when it's just me and my solo stuff. Right. Because I feel so much more like it's like, this is my heart, you know? Like, and this is what I'm throwing out into the world, and they're receiving it. Yeah, exactly. Them receiving it is just like, wow, thank you. Right. And then that's like, I think that's what makes me want to cry.
And like you said, you're being heard.
Yeah, being heard. But also, like, you know, I've thought about it multiple ways. Like, definitely that. But I'm also like, is it because I don't feel like I can hear myself too? You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. Like, a lot of my music talks about just you and your inner battle with yourself. Because it's, you know, like, yeah, you can
You don't feel like you hear yourself?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, like,
And as far as like what, like you don't hear yourself as far as like what, in what sense?
Just your inner critic. Like all of us have it as
definitely.
creatives, any type of creative that you're doing.
Right.
And because I also believe that human beings it's our fucking birth. We were just brought in to be creative. This is not just something that famous people do or whatever. Like this is something that every human being does. Is born to be creative.
Right.
In whatever way they want to go about it.
Right.
But you're always your worst critic. Like no matter
you be so
what,
much in your head.
You're so much and we are so much in our heads. And
Right.
yeah, we can blame society. We can blame and trust me, it's a huge part of it. Yeah, it's a huge part of it. It definitely like is a factor. But I also believe that we've been given choice.
100%. And that's another thing I always go back on too. It's like, this was what they presented us. Yeah. But you also got a choice as to how you want to proceed.
Exactly. How you want to proceed.
You don't have to keep going downhill.
Right. And then if you're continuing to, I mean, that's your choice.
What you think is going to kind of happen. You think the best outcome is going to come from you just keep going down?
Yeah. It's
probably not.
Yeah, exactly. But but always, no matter how many times you keep making that, is you always have a choice to go the other way too. So that's why that's seriously what I believe 1,000%. Is just like we've all been given choice, no matter what the circumstances are we've been given.
Right.
And it takes what it takes, and everybody's got their own journey.
Right.
But I feel like my music and what I want to portray to the world is just like, I feel like, again, I'm only speaking from my experience. Of course. Is I've had such this inner battle with myself, and just this whole ego talk. And I feel like there's two sides to ego. It's ego of, oh, I'm better than everyone, and ego of, oh, I fucking suck, I'm not shit. Because that's honestly, ego goes both ways.
And which one do you battle with, both, or do you battle?
I'm right there in the middle. I'm both.
Definitely.
I feel like all of us do too.
No, and that be me. Like it feels good, like to get honesty out of people. Like when you really, like you say, you battle with both. Like it's times where you probably look at somebody who has a spot and you be like, I'm way better than them, but why they get that plug and they didn't hit me on. But
yeah.
But okay, I guess that's how that works.
And then there's the other one where it's just like, oh my God, I suck.
Right.
What the fuck am I even doing?
Exactly.
Like, which is me, honestly, like 75% of the time.
Right.
Like, but also, like, what's that doing? Like, I'm just feeling sorry for myself. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's my inner struggle, is just like, it's just that whole thing of just like trying to tame that, but make friends with it. Because you don't, I mean, it's always going to be there, but it's just like about limiting it. And
like you don't want it excessive, always shit on top of shit on top of shit.
Yeah. And it's so true. Like, I don't know, like my Sebastian, bringing it back to my oldest brother, he's wise. He's so wise. And he's like my mentor that I don't have all the time. And that's okay.
Right. Definitely.
But
because nobody's always available. Everybody has a life as well.
Exactly. But he's seriously like, when we do talk, it's always fucking spot on. Yeah. And he's seriously just like, he's gonna ascend to a fucking dimension somewhere beyond, because he's just that wise. But he's just always saying like the stuff that resonates with me the most too. And he just is always just factual. He doesn't base it off of his experience. It's just like factual stuff. Like, the karma stuff. Right. And like, like, and I'm like, I have a song. It's so funny. We were on the phone and I was just like, oh my God, I need to voice memo everything he's saying. So I did. Like, I got a voice memo. And because we were on the phone, I had my computer going and I just got the microphone up to the phone and I just recorded everything that he was saying. And I have a song on SoundCloud. It's not released on Spotify or whatever, but it's on SoundCloud. And it's about him just speaking his wisdom.
And why don't you want to release it on other platforms?
I mean, I think so, but also like, my boyfriend and everybody that's like business wise are just like, you need to come out hot. You need to come out like da. You can't. It's not like that I can't, but I also see like the business side of it. And I think that's where I'm struggling too. It's just like fuck, I don't give a shit about the business side or what the fuck is gonna make me blow up or whatever. Like, I'm just trying to release the shit that I resonate with and think that the world needs.
And a lot of time it's like, and who could really tell you, oh, this is the one that's gonna make you fucking blow?
Yeah.
You can say that, and then I put the shit on. It's like, that one actually didn't hit like we thought.
Exactly.
Oh, maybe I could have put that shit out earlier, huh?
Right. Yeah. So, it's a battle. That's a battle too. So it's just like, for me, I only have 2 songs out into the world right now. And I'm like, really want to release, like, I want to produce my very first EP myself. I want to self-produce it. I want to
fucking do it. You fucking do it.
Yeah. I want to like be like, hey, like, I produced this myself. I mixed this myself. Yes, of course I had help, because how could I do it alone? But also, like, this is my baby, and this is what I have, and this is what I'm just throwing out into the world. And then, like, then my boyfriend has a really good point. He's just like, come out hot, like, produce this stuff and all the shit. And then, like, once you have, like, people that love you and fuck with you no matter what you do, then you release all your shit.
But that's I get when people say you want to build a following before you drop your first shit. Mm-hmm. But what if you drop your first shit and that even built the following so much more?
Yes. I mean,
and this is not me to get in any fucking thing with you and your dude. So I don't want to put it out there at all. He'd be mad at me at the end. He'd be like, yo, I fucking heard what you said about that, bro. Stop fucking doing that. It's not that at all. But I'm just like on the same, in my mind, I'm like, you don't, and this is like, I'm just saying, this is my perspective. Yeah. Like you're saying, like, oh, wait till you get hot and then drop. It's like, what if I drop now and people, and after, and you just never even know what happens from anything. What if you drop your shit now and somebody picked this shit up that played it, who's big or whatever. And it's not even about getting big. Like you said, you want to put something out that you feel people would love to hear.
Exactly.
So if that's what it really is, it's like, I ain't trying to wait till I'm fucking so popping to put my shit out. Yeah. I think they need to hear this shit right now. Yeah. And if it's produced and I did it and I love it. Mm-hmm. But, that's a business thing with you guys. So.
Exactly. I mean, and they're, like, I don't know anything about the business.
You know something.
I mean, I'm learning.
Yeah,
I am learning. But I'm just basing it off of what I trust. Right. Because I trust them. Absolutely.
Right.
But also, like, somebody else could have their own tactic. And, like, I might not trust it. But you know what I mean? I haven't heard anything different.
Listen.
Exactly. I'm very open to listen. And I'm trying to stay open in that mindset. Mm-hmm. But also, like, all of my stuff on SoundCloud, like, that was the first shit that I ever started producing. Mm-hmm. And I play it regularly as a reminder to myself of where I came from and how I started, and it still brings me to tears, even listening to it till this day. So I mean, like, for me,
and that's the
why
shit you produced and you did.
Yeah.
Could you play any of that?
Yeah, I would love to.
Shit. Yeah,
okay.
play that. Run that.
Okay, so I'll play you the one that my brother. We just don't want to
get sued over no shit. That's all.
No.
Without us getting sued, that'd be fabulous.
No, absolutely not. But so this one is the one that I was talking about with my brother, just speaking his wisdom, and I recorded him. I feel like that's the good one to start with.
Yeah.
But I mean, even my boyfriend, like, I was taking.
I was just about to say, I hope you'll make your boyfriend mad. He's telling you don't put this shit out, and he's like, yo.
No, he actually did. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I played it in the speaker, and I was doing my thing, and I just played this playlist that I made a long ass time ago.
And when did you make this playlist?
Oh my gosh.
I don't want you to have to fucking
4 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago.
And this is the shit you still listen to.
Yes.
That's what's
This is the playlist that I listens to. And it was so funny. So it goes, this is my description of the playlist. Mm. Very rough, rugged, raw ideas still bouncing in the air. Poorly mixed and not at all mastered. Just tunes from mi soul for when your eyes get heavy and slip into the stars. Con mucho amor. Mm. And my friend was like, that should be on a wine bottle label.
Hey, that sounds like some real, like that sounds like some deep, passionate shit.
She's like, that should be on a wine bottle.
That'll make you want to listen.
I was dying. I'm like, you know what? You're right. That should be on a wine bottle.
See, and like you said, you want to put your shit out that people that you think they should hear. This is something.
I do. And this one, I mean, I called this one hippie shit.
Okay.
Because that's what my boyfriend's AG. Like, when he heard, like, the whole song, He's so funny. He's like the most sarcastic but undeniably funny person you will ever meet. And it doesn't even try to be funny. He just fucking is.
It's just natural.
Which is why I love him also. But anyway, this is a song that this is with my brother.
And this is the one that about the wisdom.
Yes. All the wise stuff.
And he know you already did this.
He didn't know I was recording him.
No, like as of now, he know.
Oh, now he knows. Okay. Yeah, I sent it to him after I finished the beat. Oh, he made him. It made him cry.
Oh wow.
I know.
And what even made you go for this beat?
I just love this shit. I love this lo-fi. Like this always resonated with me.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff.
It's uncertainty. And the thing is, it's weird because it's like, that's where life comes from. Like real life. Life with fresh, constant possibilities. It comes from the unknown. It comes from uncertainty.
Like, how profound.
Wow,
how profound.
And
huh?
that sound like some shit you really would put on the track.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just very profound.
You're a fucking good producer. Like, the fact that you thought to fucking do this and then later be like, yo, I could put this on the track and shit. Like, your mind is in this. Like, you're in this shit.
I was so into it. This is about karma.
Even though they live in a fresh moment, because their memory is so heavily involved in what they're doing, they bring the past into it. And they think
100%
as the future in the moment.
Yes.
And then they end up recreating more of the same. So they said this is what we call karma. The endless cycle of karma.
That's some real, like exactly. Like, they think about the past and they bring the shit now because, like, oh, this is the same shit they was doing back. No, it's not. You gotta break that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same. You can break, like you said, we have choices to make.
Exactly.
And if we choose to think it's that same shit, then that's what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
Well, and I'm not gonna say a no fear because obviously it can still pop up.
I love
But
that.
there's such a limited quantity that I'm realizing when that is down all the way, the only thing left is freedom. Because that's what you are. You're complete freedom. When fear is not constantly in there, when it's put aside, the only thing left is freedom.
Freedom!
And that's us. We are freedom.
Wow. No, that was some good shit.
Yes.
You was right to put that on the track.
I was like, okay, that's.
And even like you said, the beat that went with that shit was like, that shit hit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like me personally, I have always been a fan of like the dark, kind of minor sounding stuff. Like obviously when I was, like me making stuff, I've always resonated more with like I don't know how you say, like I've always, when I make music, it's always been about my suffering and my pain. And, obviously there comes with like a tone of that.
Right.
And I feel that's what people resonate with, but don't always like to speak about.
Right.
And it's very hard to because, people can be like, oh, I don't want to bring the whole crowd down. Da, da, da. But that shit's real.
Right.
That shit
almost
is real.
like you were saying, like, I don't want to seem like I'm causing a scene because I don't want them to seem like blah, blah, blah. But like you said, that shit is real.
It's real.
And they resonate with that with you up there.
And that's something that we all resonate with is just like suffering and pain. And it's not brought up enough. And instead it's, you gotta mask it and all this shit. And I'm just like, I don't really like, I don't know.
To mask my shit.
I mean, like, trust me, there's a time and a place.
Of course.
But also, like, it's just like, I'm just like, look, I know that me, myself, if I mask it for too long,
you're gonna explode.
Of course. And I can't do that because
you can only hold it in for so goddamn long.
Yes. And I am even when I was little, I told my friends that. I'm just like, look, if you don't let it out. I mean, my mom also is a huge example for me. Like she, the whole thing. But anyways, like I just was like, if you don't let that shit out, it's going to come back in some way. What are you gonna do? And like I've still had to remind myself that, you know. But at the same time, like me musically, I feel like that's a huge thing about me letting it out. And you know, it's not every day that I try to make music every day, but also like that I've been on a schedule where like it's become my full-time job, and I'm so grateful that it has, because I'm like, what the fuck? I get to do this like for a living now. This is so sick. But damn, I'm like, my voice is tired. I'm like, holy shit. Like,
and that's your moneymaker.
Yes, it is.
So the fact that you've given us this time to talk, and that's real though. And like when you really break it down, like you're making money off of what your voice is gonna be sounding like that day. And the fact that you was like, oh, I'll do this shit. Who knows what? I mean, I don't know what your schedule's like. Yeah. That's all your shit. But you know, the fact that you cut this out for us is like, that's major.
I'm so grateful. Definitely. Honestly, this is super sick. I mean, like, this is the first time I've done anything like this.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, I'm fucking glad that this is where you came for the first time and shit.
For real. And I was just like, oh my god, that sounds super. I'm like, you said set a location. I'm like, I know the spot.
Yeah, she's like, I fucking got the perfect joint. I got that shit. And you said there was another song on your SoundCloud that you wanted to play.
Oh, really? Was there? Did I?
Unless that's what I thought.
Maybe.
If it's not, then no, keep playing that.
Okay.
No, not at all. If it's not that, then keep playing that.
I mean, it's just a bunch of ones on here that I'm just like, this is really like everything on here.
And these things that you want to eventually release.
Yeah, I mean, they're not as like, honestly, this is 4 years ago when I was like, and I taught myself Ableton. I taught myself like how to produce music.
Right.
And, you know, I haven't gone to school or anything, but I feel like these guys showing me like just a bunch of stuff. Right. Like there's a drum set here and shit. Like I feel so grateful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this first song, one of my homies actually from Orange County actually like remixed this tune and made a super sick remake of it. But it's about me talking to myself. It's like super short and very slow and sad. I remember making it, and it was just seriously like I didn't have any of this shit. I just only had this laptop. I didn't have like an interface or nothing, no microphone. I just recorded everything straight into the laptop microphone.
Damn.
I mean, obviously that's how people start out too. And honestly,
you gotta start from somewhere.
And I think that raw shit, I'm all about raw. Right. I'm all about raw. So like, yeah. You know, that's why this song like just came, and I you know, it was just me, my guitar, and my vocals, and it was me just being like, look, like I don't want to hold back anymore.
Yeah,
we can't hold back. So,
like you said, because you're holding back too long, you end up exploding.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not being shown, I guess, either.
Like, and like we also talk about having a mask. Like, you don't want to have that on like that anyway. So.
No.
And the crowd that you with your audience, they gonna react to that also. So.
Right. Yeah. But this is one of the first tunes. There's like no beat or anything.
And like you said, this was just you and your guitar. I'm sure that even make you think back to when you were doing it.
Yeah, it does.
Like this, like you said, I didn't have any of this shit. This was me and my guitar. Like that's when it was rugged, like for real, so raw.
Rugged raw, yeah.
No, that's definitely like something to put out, like for reals. For reals.
I mean, also like people can absolutely sample this if they would like to. Like when the Save Me song that you like, I actually released the stem so that people could make their own version of it.
Yeah.
And I chose to put it out as just my vocals and acoustic on purpose because I wanted to come out very raw. But then also I wanted to like get a community of producers and musicians involved and just go for it.
Yeah.
Have all these stems available because, you know, people love that shit.
Right.
People love that shit. And so, yeah, when I did that, it was just like a whole community of everybody just was just like, oh, shit, dope. Like you got stems, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And like there were so many different versions. And that's like, I don't know, for me, I'm like a huge lover of all kinds of different music. So it was so sick to just see what everybody did with it.
Yeah.
With like my song that was just bare like guitar and vocals to see how they like, you know, produced the entire thing.
Yeah.
And just made it come together.
So even when it comes down to like you be doing your solo and then having to do with the band, so when it comes down to scheduling, wouldn't that get so? And as you can now, as you put out your own music, obviously then you'll continue to grow, and then they're going to be booking you for solo gigs. And when you got the band, obviously you're not at that. I mean, I don't know what you're going through right now, but don't you see that getting tricky?
Yes, absolutely. As of right now, though, like the band's my priority.
Right.
Like I'm always just like, look, the band is first thing because it's a lot of.
This shit almost sound like a movie.
Yeah.
I swear, like it come down like when you in a band and it's like, no, the band, this is a band. It's like, no, I don't want you to like. But yeah, but no, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Yeah.
No, they really are though. Like whenever we have shows, it's just like bam, like okay, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there because I also fucking believe a shit ton in the band, and I really want to be there for them because they're amazing. And they've helped me so much. So I'm just like, look, this is like, this is not like. I don't feel like a blot or what's that word? I know me and my limited like
it's gonna come, and if it don't even matter.
Obligated.
There you go.
I don't feel. Thank you.
What I tell you,
believing in me.
Yeah,
I don't feel obligated, and they, but I also just love being a part of the band and I love creating the shit with them because I believe in them and I believe what they're doing is so different. Like I said, it's like more reggae music, but it's not like your typical type of reggae. It's like it's rootsy and it's raw. And again, I fuck with raw. I fuck with raw and I love every single person in the band. And that's why like I will till I die, no matter if it's me or the band or whatever goes down, like if they're still doing their shit, like I definitely want to support them as much as they support me.
Right.
Because they're always coming out to my shows and they're always supporting me, So it's all love. It's mutual love. And I'm just like, wow, that's very lucky because I feel like a lot of people don't get that, the best of both worlds. So it's super awesome. And I mean, me right now, I'm just starting out, became a full-time musician this year.
Right.
And I don't really have like big shows, but the band, like they're on big shows. Like we did a tour with Thievery Corporation with this Cali reggae band called Tribal Seeds. We did, what is it? We're doing
What's that tour life even like for you?
It's so fun. Okay, I gotta admit, because I'm the only girl out of like 8 guys in a tour bus.
And you're kind of used to that because you grew up with all your brothers.
Yeah, I did. But mind you, one of
your brothers.
Mind you, one of them was gay, so it was like I had like a
girlfriend
sister.
on there.
Yeah, he was always playing with me and my Barbies, so I was set.
Okay.
I was like, thank you. Like at that age, I was like, I love you. Thank you so much. But it's like, it's just. I mean, it's funny. It's like undeniably funny. Like you cannot deny their fucking shit is hilarious. It's just like homoerotic shit. You know what I mean? They always fuck with each other like that, and it's funny. Right. But for me, I'm just like, okay, I'm a little.
This is a lot.
I'm like, I need myself.
Yeah.
I need to get back and like remember who like I am. Not know who I am, but just like I'm just kind of over it. Like I'm just like, all right. I
spend a lot of time here.
I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
You guys continue to do your thing. Don't think that I don't love you, but
right. I just need my mental space.
I do, and that's just me. You know what I mean? Like I love them for who they are, obviously, but for me, I'm just like, all right. Like yeah, that was funny for like 10 minutes, but now I'm over it. Like, and like I'm just I'm being honest and real. Like,
of course,
it's fucking funny, and like what the boys do, it's undeniably funny.
Right.
But also like after 10 minutes or like 20 or whatever, you're just like, all right. Like for me at least, I'm just like okay.
You said, you're only speaking in your experience.
Exactly, and that's all I can ever speak from.
What brings you your peace?
Honestly, like shit. When I'm just like in my room and I'm lighting my sage incense, my palo, and I'm like doing like a little reading for myself, or like, and I'm just like sitting there and just with my candles lit and setting an atmosphere and just like, I don't know, just remembering, like, just reflecting, you know.
You like solo time.
I do.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
I feel like especially now more than ever, I'm just like, damn, I'm like realizing how important it is because I've always been a people person. I've always been like super down. I'm like, oh, we're going where? Let's do it. We're going to do this. Let's do it. You know, I'm super down to do whatever. Like always just go with the flow. And I'm still like that. Like I don't ever plan shit. Like I'm very, me and spontaneous is like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also like at the end of the day, like I always want to come back and just like have my, like you saw my room, you know, like I feel like that's me.
With the plants and everything, like even the pictures and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I that's my intention that I have set there, you know. Like there's little everything like you see like in my space, like I've put there with an intention and stuff. And I always like look at it and just remember like this is what I do for myself.
Right.
You know? Like, and if somebody else acknowledges it, I'm so happy. But like also this is for me.
That's all for you. Like that, and that's where you go because everybody's not gonna see your room anyway. So this is where you go at the end of the day anyway. Yeah, right. And you know, it's been a little tough, like differentiating, like, you know, like, well, not differentiating. It's just like finding that solo time. But like I said, like I can come in here and still have it because also it doesn't matter where it is, you know, that you have that solo time. You just doing it in any space because yeah, exactly. You're just creating it. Like even if it's just you, like, you know what I mean? Right.
Like I feel like people. And I've fallen into this, absolutely. Like, you know, oh, I need to be like in this very nice space. Like, I've No, because at the end of the day, it's fucking, you're just in a space.
Right, because if you close your eyes, it's dark and you don't even know. I mean, if you really focus, you're not even thinking about what the hell is going on right here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like the most important.
It's the inner peace.
Exactly. That's what is most important. Just like as long as I feel like people have their inner peace, you know, like, and are so strongly connected with that, it's almost just like they can be anywhere in the world with anyone in the world and still have their inner peace and be strength about that. Have strength.
That sounds like some shit that should have been on a wine bottle.
Yeah. we'll make a wine.
Yeah, definitely. There you fucking go. And with that being I want you to let people know how they can find you, contact you, search you up, anything like that.
Oh my gosh.
What you have going on, anything. I want people to know where they can find you.
All right. Well, again, I'm working on my very first EP release, produced by yours truly, mixed by yours truly, and probably my boyfriend Seiji because I trust him. And yeah, so if you want to stay connected, my Instagram's at Davina Jasso, Divina Jasso. And I mean, I have a website, divinajasso.com. I post where I'm playing there. I also post it on my Instagram. And yeah, I mean, I'm just barely starting out my shit right now. Definitely. So, but I'm
full steam ahead.
Yeah, just trying to. And I definitely, as soon as I'm done with my first EP release, I would love to produce for other people.
And you're already on your goddamn way, cause like you said, you did your own shit. So like you're already ready to do that.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's been another episode of the BiGG Umbrella Podcast. That's big with 2 G's. I'm gonna repeat that. That's big with 2 G's, and it's a wrap.
Bam, bam, bam.
I appreciate you.
Same. And baby, look at him.
He's still knocked out.
Baby, he's supposed to everywhere, huh?
Well, let's get some tacos, nigga. Can we really get some tacos? You trying to get some tacos? Let's get some tacos, nigga.